Welcome everybody, Joe for the Joe Wins Project TV here. Thank you for being here. If you're a new subscriber, thank you so much. Don't forget to check the links below for any social media information, music, t-shirts, all that other stuff. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get to the meat and potatoes of this video. Today is May 27th, Sunday. Today is the year anniversary of Mr. Gregg Allman's passing. And I am a huge Gregg Allman fan. I love Gregg Allman. It was, I want to say it was January 16th. Yeah, 16th, 2015. You start looking up in here, you'll see some pictures I'll post of when my wife and I went to Harris, Cherokee, and actually got to see the Gregg Allman Band. I guess that's what he called it. But it was titled as Gregg Allman, so it was a great show, man. Fantastic. It was awesome. We had a great time. We had great seats, man. I got information about it, an email, like 6 months before the show. And the, you know how sometimes you have to use like a code word or something to get better prices, discounts or whatever. And it was Island. You know, that was the secret code word or whatever, you know. And my wife asked me, she goes, Island, why is it? Does he have a house on an island? I said, no, that's one of his daughter's names, Island. She's like, oh, okay. So, yeah, it was a great time there at the show, man. We had, I think we was on the 6th or 7th row from the stage. Actually, as you saw, I got to go up to the stage and have a picture. It's kind of funny because nobody else did that. They had a gentleman come out on the stage at the Harris, at the event center is what they call it, the event center. Come out and tell everybody before the show started that you were welcome to take pictures, but no video. Now, do you think people followed that rule? Nah, there was people there that were videoing. This one lady went right up to the stage with her smartphone and was videoing. And why do people hold their phone straight up and down when they video? You don't do that. You hold it sideways, okay? Just a pet peeve of mine. I'm like, what are they doing? Oh, yeah. I'm like, that's not how you do it, man. Anyway, so you can. It don't matter. It's whatever. It just bugs me. I know that's crazy, but so he came out. Mr. Allman came out, and I think here's the set list. Here's the picture of the set list. I'll put it right here. I believe this. The first song he done was my favorite. I'm No Angel. I love that song. He played, and then there was a couple times he took a break, and then the band played by themselves, which was to be expected. I have Mr. Allman's audiobook. My Cross to Bear, if you haven't checked that out. It's very, very awesome. He talks about that toward the end of this book, or the narrator, which is Will Patton. And I'm going to tell you, Mr. Patton does an awesome job narrating that book. You would think Gregg Allman is sitting sitting beside you talking to you the way Mr. Patton narrates that book. At first I thought it was Gregg Allman. I was like, is this Gregg Allman narrating his own book? This is phenomenal. But I looked into it. It's Will Patton. He's won many awards for audiobooks, narration. So yeah, Mr. Allman played some songs. He took a couple of breaks, man, went off stage while the band played some instrumentals, and he came back and finished, and it was great, man. And then I told my wife, I said I'd like to go see Gregg Allman because I have a feeling this might be the only time we get to see him. And of course, as time went on, his health was getting a little worse, which was awful. So yeah, and it's really cool because my wife, she remembers back in the day when Allman Brothers would perform in Florida a lot, like on the, not on the beach, but I guess some establishments right there on the beach, and she would see them perform like in bars and stuff or whatever, clubs, whatever you want to call it, back in the day, and she barely remembers that, but she goes, I remember seeing the Allman Brothers, but a lot of times when it was the original members, and I was like, wow, man, I was like, oh my God, it was really cool. I was impressed. I was like, I didn't know you got to see that, She said, oh yeah, because she used to live in Florida, and of course, Allman Brothers, huge in Florida, So I miss Mr. Allman. He was my favorite singer of all time, man. It was just unbelievable. His voice, man. It didn't matter what he sang. It sounded beautiful. It was so awesome, man. So awesome. Like I said, if you haven't checked out his book, man, check out his book, My Cross to Bear. I would suggest getting the audio version. you will not be disappointed. I mean, it's how many people really sit down and read a book anymore? I've never been really good with that. I like to listen to the audio version because I guess really because for my my living, I drive a truck. I'm getting tongue-tied here. And so I drive all the time, so I listen to audiobooks to help pass the time. And when I got this book, I was like, oh my God, it's just, it brings you right there. And he tells each part of his life, in different stages, how he met Dickie Betts, and, the death of his brother Dwayne on the motorcycle accident. It was just how they all went to the hospital the day it happened because they were living at the big house, renting, which was a house that is now the Allman Brothers Museum. They turned it into a museum, but back in the day, it was a house they were all renting, because they could work on songs together and party. And right down the road was the hospital, according to the book. And they all went down there after Dwayne had his accident. And I've actually seen videos on YouTube. You can look it up. The crash site of Dwayne Allman. There's some dude, I'm not sure what the channel name is, but if you just type in YouTube, Dwayne Allman crash site in Georgia, I'm sure it'll pull it up. There's this guy like on a scooter, and he's got like I guess a GoPro on his helmet or something, and he's got a built-in mic. His audio and all that is really good, but you can tell he's on like a scooter, and he goes around and he shows you the route that Dwayne Allman took and where he had his accident. And it's like, wow, man, golly. It sends chills down your spine, man. It did me. I was like, oh, my God. And, of course, a year later, Barry Oakley suffered a similar tragic death. Anyway, I won't go on any further. I just wanted to – this is my little tribute to Gregg Allman and the Allman Brothers because, other members of the Allman Brothers are no longer here. Very sad. So thank you for watching. Here comes the next part of the video where I'm going to try to pay my respects to Mr. Gregg Allman. Thank you for being here. Again, please check the links below. If you're not subscribed, click that subscribe button, please. And don't forget to ring the bell to get notifications anytime I go live or upload a video. We'd love to have you. Until next time, this is Joe for the Joe Project TV. Thank you for being here. God bless y'all. Take care. Bye-bye.